interrogative and negative sentences. An assertive sentence is turned into a question when some information about the subject or object, or which, where, whom, why, etc., is used, which is always placed at the beginning of the sentence. In addition to that, the subject of the sentence is to be placed after any auxiliary verb. If there is no auxiliary in the given the verb form, do is the to be used, which is then do to be used. Then this is not necessary if the WH word itself is the subject of the sentence. The question could be formed even without a WH word. When the response requires is only yes or no, WH word is not required. When the response required is only yes or no, then WH word is not required. However, an auxiliary is essential for the subject of the question to be placed when be and have in some cases are main verbs of an interrogative sentence. No other auxiliary verb is needed. For example, is the girl now in London? Obviously, the answer is yes or no. Can you see? Uh, can you read French? Definitely, the answer is yes or no. Do you understand Urdu? In the same case, same answer is there as before. There is another type of interrogative which is called tag question or question tag. It makes an independent sentence, though it follows a statement. In that question, the statement is not repeated. If the statement has an auxiliary, the same is used for tag question. If there is no auxiliary, do is used for that. This question is always negative. When the statement is positive, add it is positive. When the statement is negative, the purpose of the kind of the question is to confirm, verify of the given sentence. Negative sentence is formed usually with no or not, and the prefixes un, in, if, it, and sometimes with little, less, or out. For example, without. But when the verb is made negative, it is done with not, but not is used after the first auxiliary. This does not apply to the auxiliary. The girl cannot read French. The girl is not very wise. He has not finished his work. He does not understand Greek. When the verb form has no auxiliary verb, do is used there. In negative, in the first example, the auxiliary do is used. So the assertive sentence can be the positive and declarative statement, and affirmative sentence can be positive or negative and declarative. Positive, negative, interrogative sentences is formed with a view to know the statement. Now we have to move towards the types of the statements. The statement is formed with subject plus verb, this one first, then subject plus verb plus adverb, then second, subject plus verb plus object third, subject plus verb plus complement fourth, subject plus verb plus object plus complement fifth, subject plus verb plus object plus adverb sixth, and subject plus verb plus object. This is the last seventh. We will move towards the same. For example, the finite verb of the sentence may be single word or a verb phrase with one of the more auxiliaries depending on the semantic needed. The negative aspect not become a part of the verb phrase. Presence the of a tense, that is a present or the past tense, makes the verb of a sentence finite. Yet the imperative sentence or imperative verb can have no tense, so imperative sentence with a single verb or verb phrase is also considered a simple sentence. Grammar governs the concord of the subject and the verb of a sentence. The concord of number between the subject and the verb is the most important one, without which the sentence became ungrammatical. In addition to that, a noun or a noun phrase or a clause we may say noun clause, functioning as the subject of the sentence, there are dummy, we may say semantically unimportant subjects in the absence of a specific subject, because without a subject no English sentence is complete. So for that purpose we have it and there without are used as a dummy subject. It is always singular and hence it always takes the subject singular verb. But the concord of there is determined on the number of the complement. The number of the verb is also determined on the strength of the number of the complement. See example, there is a school building. The concord is not between the subject and the verb, because there are many school buildings. There comes the teacher. Here can be used in the place of there as a dummy subject. Here comes my friend. Here lie many brave men. That is the matrix. Sometimes the concord, that is concord means the agreement between subject and the predicate of number, may be notional concord in agreement of verb with subject according to the idea of number rather than actual presence of the grammatical marker for that idea. Thus the government is treated as a plural, considering it as a body. In British English, the government have broken all their promises, but the government is taken as a singular unit, singular verb be used, which is not grammatically wrong. The same kind of approximation is possible in the following sentences. For example, no one except his own supporters agree with him. 1 in 10 take drugs. In the first example, subject refers to many excluding the supporters, and in the second, subject does not refer to only 10%, it refers to, it is a 10, maybe 10,000 in number or 1,000 in number. Then we have the types of sentences. In British English, Collective nouns are notionally plural but grammatically singular. And where the subject may be noun or the noun phrase. The public are tired of demonstrations. The audience were enjoying of it every minute. In American English, these nouns are considered singular. These subjects collective nouns are sometimes considered as a singular undivided, but sometimes as a collective or individual, and hence they can be used as singular and plural both in American and British English. The place of the subject can be occupied by more noun and noun phrases. When there are two such nouns, they are joined with and. If there are more than two nouns, the last two nouns are joined with and. The rest are hyphenated by a comma after each such noun or noun phrase. See example, Ram and Sham have come to the ceremony. Here these are the two nouns Ram and Sham, which is combined with the and. Ram, Sham, Ravi and his friend have come already. Ram, Sham, Ravi and his friend means these four are there as a noun. Why I say and what I think are my own affairs. Here what I say is also noun phrase and what I think is also noun phrase. In these examples, each noun or noun phrase can make an independent sentence with the same verb and complement. Nouns can conjoin and represent a single entry. In the case, the noun are symbolically used. The hammer and the stick. The hammer and the sickle was flying from a tall flagpole. The hammer and the sickle is a noun phrase. The hammer and the sickle is also a flag of the communist. These nouns cannot make independent sentence. The possessive pronoun represent the noun and it becomes the noun itself. Okay, we will continue same in the next part. Thank you. Good day.